what a difference a year makes. Last July, former Texas Tech assistant head coach Eric Morris was preparing for his first season as a new head coach at the University of the Incarnate Word, a program that had just recently transitioned to Division I and was coming off one win. What happened next could qualify as the biggest turnaround in college football, not just in Texas, but across the country, period. UIW finished the year 6-5 with a share of the Southland Conference Championship and the first playoff berth in program history. Eric Morris, the subject of tonight's Power of Sport.
Coach, we're continuing our Power of Sport series, kind of getting an idea of how sports influences others' lives. There's no one better to ask than a coach himself, especially a coach Texas through and through. I don't know any other coach more Texas than you are. How do you think that's really impacted your life in sports?
Yeah, so my dad was a coach, so I grew up around a coach, and I think from an early age, just teaching me accountability, responsibility, and all the things that go along with it, and that there's consequences if you don't have the right action. So my dad taught me that from a young age, but the older I get, I think there's so much love that's involved with it too, that you're teaching these kids how to love, and that for an adult male it's okay to say the word love and to love these children and to teach them the right things, through hardships and through positive things, through their failures. And you're always trying to build them up and get them to learn one step at a time. So it's changed throughout the years, but I think now I've appreciated just watching these kids learn how to love one another, learn how to love something bigger than themselves.
Not only as a coach, but also as a player, how much of an influence did that have on you?
Yeah, I mean, as a player, I think you see it from a lot smaller picture. You're really a little bit more selfish in a way. You want good things for yourself all the time. And this is such a selfless game, and when you can really learn how to be selfless with things and to do things for the greater good of the team, not just yourself, I think that's where something really powerful happens. So I think that as a player, you're a little bit more selfish. And then as a coach, I would say I'm not so much selfless. I try to be selfless more so.
On the field, not only just teaching, coaching football, but what lessons do you think that teaches players off of the field as well?
Yeah, I think just how to be a man. And I think this is the first time in their life where you're going to see consequences for not doing things right. And then as you get into the next stage of life and you have a family and you have to provide for that family and you have children someday, you have to provide for them, there's consequences. And so I think from an early stage, sports teaches you that you need to do things right, you need to be accountable for the other people on that team. And when you learn those things, then I think it helps you become a man, and someday you'll be able to provide in the right way for your children and your spouse.
You talked about that accountability. How much do you think being on a team, being a coach, and being surrounded by your teammates every day makes that family feel?
Yeah, it's just you get a roller coaster of emotions. I think that you learn how to fail together, and you can sit with each other and sulk and cry and have a shoulder to lean on and feel those negative things together. And then when you win together, you celebrate together and have a great time together. So there's highs and lows just like in life, and you learn how to appreciate both sides of that.
To anyone on the field or off the field in a coaching position, what's your message to them from what you've learned through your experience?
Yeah, you're never going to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes, and you got to keep pushing forward. I've always been told that you can learn just as much from dumb people as you can smart people, which is probably not the best way to put it, but always just being aware of your surroundings and always trying to push and get better every day and learning from your mistakes.
Coach, thank you so much for sitting down. We look forward to watching the Cardinals in your second year here at UIW.
Thanks for having me.
Cardinals will open their 2019 season with an Alamo City matchup with UTSA on August 31st at the Alamo Dome. As for more information on the Power of Sport, you can visit the website sanantoniosports.org to check out more.